Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening's Area 170 business presentation webinar. Absolutely delighted to invite so many people onto the call this evening, and it's my very great pleasure to share with you information about a remarkable company, Forever Living Products. My name's Yvonne James, and I've been involved with Forever now for over 20 years. I first became involved through the products, and that's because my husband Kevin was suffering with extremely poor health, and the products had a remarkable effect on his health and improved his health no end. So it was during that time when he'd been very poorly, and then we were looking at what did the future hold, that we started to look at Forever as a business opportunity, because these options were to go back into an environment that I think had contributed to his ill health in the first place, or to look at a different way. And thank goodness we looked at a different way. We had to build our Forever business very, very, very part-time, alongside his slowly recovering health and also my 50 to 60 hours per week in the ever stressful NHS. Now, I joined the NHS because I really, really love helping people, but unfortunately deadlines and red tape and government initiatives meant I had less and less time to do what patients needed, and became embroiled in politics and merely process them. And I found that very, very stressful. In fact, it started to have an effect on my own health. So I started to also build my Forever business, dig my escape tunnel, and now I can thankfully say that nearly 7 years ago, I actually left the NHS and I'm now full-time in Forever. Now, when I say full-time, I only work part-time hours, as does Kevin, but we earn a full-time income. And the best part for me is the fact that I can actually do what I genuinely want to do, and that's help people, not only with their health, but also with their wealth. And that gives us the opportunity to enjoy a fantastic lifestyle. We love travel, and we spend at least 10 weeks a year traveling, much of it funded by Forever, lots of their free trips. So Forever has given us a fantastic lifestyle, in fact the lifestyle of our dreams, and we get our greatest pleasure from seeing our team and other people in the area achieve. And we have a lifestyle, pardon the pun, will last forever. So it's my very, very great pleasure this evening and privilege to take you through a presentation and tell you all about Forever. So as it says on this first slide, change your thinking and change your life. And I'd ask you to look at this very open-mindedly this evening, sit back and relax and just take on board what we're going to show you. So, who are we internationally? Well, Forever have been established now since 1978, so next year will be our 40th birthday, and we're very, very excited about that. And we're operating now in over 150 countries worldwide with a turnover of $2.5 billion. So you're looking at a company with a global presence. We're in the health and wellness sector of the market, which is a multi-trillion-dollar global market. If you just think for a second, you know, how the culture of our society is now everyone to look good, look young, feel great and be healthy. And that's the market we're in. So indeed, we're definitely in the right place at the right time. We have assets of over $1.5 billion, and we are cash rich and we are debt free. And I wonder how many companies out there can actually say that they are truly debt free and cash rich. And we have an experienced and long-standing senior management team. Now, these things are very alien to anyone like myself who's come from the NHS, particularly to have a long-standing management team that have been in place right since the word go. So unlike the culture I've come from, where things were always changing and we were having restructure after restructure after restructure, Forever have had the same goal and the same vision since they set off almost 40 years ago. And that puts us in a very, very stable, very secure environment. So let's look a little closer to home now. Who are we right here in the UK? Right, well, in the UK, we were established in 1993, so we're in our 27th year of growth here in the UK, with sales of over £100 million per year. Now, you may be thinking at this point, oh, that's rather large, have I missed the boat? Well, let me reassure you that if you went down any high street in the UK and asked 100 people if they'd ever heard of Forever, many of those people would not have heard of Forever Living Products. The ship hasn't even been built yet, let alone has it sailed. So we're very proud to have two major accreditations. One is the Investors in People. This is accreditation by our own government awarded to companies who look after their workforce and treat them very, very well and have a very ethical business. And we're also members of the DSA, the Direct Selling Association. And in order to be part of the DSA, we have to have transparent accounts and again, be very, very ethical. So you're looking at a very stable company, a very ethical company, and a very, very well-established company. And these are the things that really attracted me to Forever, because they're things that I hadn't experienced out there in what I dare call the real world. So we are a family-run business and we run on family values, and this is our founder, you can see now on the screen, Rex Maughan. And Rex Maughan was very, very keen to have a very ethical business and to have a very clear vision, and this is Rex's vision and it's our mission statement. I'm sure you can all read that, but I love the bit that says we will create a profitable environment where individuals can with dignity be what they want to be, and where integrity, empathy and fun are our guides. Now, certainly in my background, those were not words we used within the NHS, certainly not the fun bit. And I also was not allowed to be who I wanted to be. I had to be the person that rationed resources to the point of making me come at home and have sleepless nights. So I think that's an absolutely amazing mission statement, and Forever stand by that in everything that they do. So let me tell you a little more. So Forever enjoy global success, and our business model is incredibly simple. As it says there, we combine the power of networking from a home-based business owners. This is what we do. So Forever manufacture the products and we supply those products directly to the consumer. We cut out all the middlemen and all the costs in that and provide a high quality product direct to our customers. And we also have the opportunity of showing the potential of the business opportunity to others. And that is really the crux of our business. And we call this team marketing. And team marketing has lots and lots and lots of benefits. I'm going to share some of those with you now. For example, we have an uncapped and willable income. So what Forever actually saying to us is, what would you like to pay yourself? How much would you like to earn? And that's a fairly bold statement, isn't it? And a wonderful one. We can also will our income to those that we love and care for, even when we're no longer around. It's built very much on deciding your own goals and deciding what you want to achieve, but there's a system there to help us every step of the way. You work part or full time, and there's full training and support given. And this is a proven global business building system. This has worked for, as I say, nearly 40 years. So it's a very much a proven model. We have lots of other benefits available to us. For example, we have a car plan. We have that global travel I've already mentioned. We've got the global opportunity to build the business anywhere in the world where Forever are already established. And we have access to something called Chairman's Bonus. It might look more like a profit share scheme in some of us. And that's where anyone within Forever can access a share of Forever's turnover, not our profit, but our turnover. And our turnover is a much bigger, a bit bigger pot. And also we have access to recognition, prizes, and again, that word fun. I love the word fun. So these are all the benefits of team marketing. So what do we actually do? Well, it's really, really simple what we do. First of all, we use some products and we become our own best customer. And I certainly wouldn't go to the high street and pay for a product at the retail price when I can access far superior products from my own business at the wholesale price. So we become our own best customer, use the products, fall in love with the products, have passion for the products, and then it's almost inevitable we start to share those products with other people. It's very difficult not to when people are saying, you look so great, what are you taking or what are you on? So we talk to people about the benefits of the products and experience we've had, and we establish a customer base, and we only need maybe 20 or 30 customers. And I know I felt when I first looked, oh, I wonder where I'll find 20 or 30 customers. Well, who do you know who washes their hair, brushes their teeth, uses deodorant, or wants to have less stress and feel better? I bet there's 130 people you can think of straight away. And then we've got the opportunity, if we wish to build a team, And we simply do that by talking to people about the opportunity. And all we need to do is find maybe 5 key people, so a handful of people who, like us as forever business owners, would like to earn an extra income. So it's very, 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 very simple. It's a simple business cycle and it works. And then having got new team members, we simply coach them to do exactly the same. They have some customers and they find key people. So it's very, very duplicatable, very, very easily duplicatable. So this is our simple cycle of business success. First of all, we would contact people, and the person who invited you onto the call this evening indeed contacted you, and they may have shown you some information before you got to the point of a business presentation, sort of a taster if you like, or you may have come straight to the business presentation. But this is where we found ourselves looking at a business presentation which gives you an overview and an opportunity to decide whether or not this opportunity is in fact something that will be of benefit to you. If you like what you see this evening and you decide you'd like to register with us, that's very, very simple. Takes a matter of moments, can be done online, and then you become a forever business owner. And then we get into the really exciting part. And the really exciting part is the planning and the action. And you're very, very much in the driving seat here. So you would, with the person who's introduced you, talk about what you would like to achieve. It's then their responsibility to help you and guide you in order to achieve what you want to do, and tell you the kind of action that you need to be taking. And almost always amongst that planning is a move to the manager position, and often very, very far beyond. And in order to be a manager, you're going to be making some contacts. So you can see it's a wheel that just goes round and round. The difference between people who join us right now this evening and people like myself who've been around forever for 20 years is I've just been around that cycle many, 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 many times. And what drives that cycle for all of us, drives that wheel around, is our why. Why you're in forever, and the reasons and the benefits that you want to get from the business. And you can see around the outside of the circle then there are lots of reasons. Yours might or might not be there, but the reason that we first joined forever actually was about the income. That's why we needed an income. Kevin had been ill for some considerable time. We were living on my income and sickness benefits, which didn't even cover our mortgage. So money was our primary motivator at the beginning. However, as we've built our forever business and we become financially independent, we now very much do the business for lifestyle, as I've already explained, and also for that travel. Forever give us lots of free trips, and when we're not on free trips, we're able to fund adventures ourselves. We've just this year been on an expedition to Antarctica, for example. Now, that might not float your boat a bit at all, but it's an opportunity to do something that you particularly want. It might be a new car, it might be something that's not even on this screen, but it's all available with Forever. So it's my great pleasure now to introduce you to a very dear friend of mine who's going to tell you a bit more about how it actually works. Fiona is building a phenomenal business in the north of England. I'm going to pass over now, please, to Fiona Walmsley. Are you there, Fiona?
Thank you very much, Yvonne.
Fabulous. There you go, love. Thank you.
Thank you. So if I could just share a little bit about my my background. So as Yvonne said, my name's Fiona Walmsley, and for the last 15 years I've been riding horses for a living. Prior to that, I had a successful corporate career in finance and recruitment. But it's when we actually moved to my husband's family farm that we decided to set up a yard. We buy and sell horses, we breed them, and I also ride competitively. But unfortunately, what comes with that lifestyle is that we were actually working 90 hours a week, 7 days a week, and had absolutely no time to do anything else. So when I looked at this wonderful business opportunity 7 years ago, I could see a way to be able to get my time back, to be able to spend time with my family and my friends, which I certainly hadn't been able to do since running my livery yard. So it's my great pleasure to take you through the next section of the presentation, and I'm going to be able to share with you how I was able to do just that. So it all starts with finding some key people, finding 5 key people who would like to build a business alongside you. And you will be coaching those 5 people to, as Yvonne said, using the product. So it starts with using the products, developing that customer base of between 20 to 30 people, coaching those people to find their 5 key people, and then coaching those 5 to coach theirs and duplicate the process. Now, most people who come into Forever normally have around about 10 hours per week. I personally didn't have that much to start with. I probably was, as the lady there with the bags, a retailer at 5 hours a week because I was working my 90 hours a week. But I was very committed and structured and organised, and I was able to fit my business in the very small pockets of time that I had. But you can see here how your business can start to duplicate in hours. So a retailer may be only working about 5 hours. You have a business builder there, another business builder working about 10 hours. Then you have one of 20 hours. So you can start to see here how the duplication of time starts to build up. And this is what really excited me. And I could start to see with this duplication of time how I could start to build my business and start to take time off as and when I wanted to take time off because my business was still growing. So here in this scenario here, you have 125 hours all going through your business. So the areas of income. Here you can start to see different areas of income. So as a retailer, you're probably looking at round about £200 to £400 per month. So have a think about who do you know that an extra £400 per month may help. You know, you may know some people that it might be able to help for some bills. Maybe it would help to pay towards a mortgage. For me personally, an extra £400 per month coming into our household actually allowed us to take some time off on a weekend. So we were able to get some extra staff on the yard, and we were able to take some time off with our son. You can see here a team leader, £800 to £2,000 per month. Most people at this level as a team leader are working their business part-time alongside their current commitments, so it's very doable, and that's exactly what I was doing. And then also you can see here a business developer, £2,000 to £20,000 plus per month, and most people at that level are probably now working the business full-time. So building a successful business. Yvonne explained that we are a global company, but as a global company we actually don't have to worry about the rate of exchange and the equation of currency, which is absolutely great. So you don't have to worry when you start to build your global business about the exchange rate, for example, in America. So you don't need to worry about exchanging from the dollar to sterling. We all use an internal currency, and our internal currency is called a case credit. Each product is given a case credit value, and you can see there on the screen those products with a case credit value. Now, we do not have any targets in our company, but if you want to access your income from building a team, then we're all coached to achieve a minimum of those 4 case credits every month, and you can do as many of those case credits as you wish to do. Now, 1 case credit in the UK, you can see there, is worth £166 in wholesale and £237 in retail. Now, you may be wondering, how do I do 4 of those every month? Well, it starts with you. So you're using the products yourself first and foremost, and that's exactly what I did. I used the products, I got really passionate about them, and then I was able to start to develop that customer base. So then you start to develop your customer base, and then you can go on and start to build a team of like-minded people. So how do you come into the business? Well, it's really, really easy. You register as a new business owner. You're then given a unique ID number, which then allows you to purchase your business owner in a box at 15% discount, which immediately promotes you to the level of an assistant supervisor, which then leads you to a 35% discount. Now, I'm not going to go through this business owner in the box right now, but Pete's going to be going through that in a few minutes with you. So this is our next position on our marketing plan, and it's called the position of supervisor. So you have introduced round about 3 to 5 people in your team, and you and your team collectively together are going to accumulate 25 of those case credits over a 2-month consecutive period. And you can do that, say, for example, in June and July or September and October, but it needs to be a 2 consecutive month period. Here you're going to be on what we call a team leading bonus, and here this position it's around about £250 per month. Now this is accumulated by the differentials between you and your team, and you'll start to see these starting to go up as I go through the next slides. But here you can see as an assistant supervisor you're on 35%, and as a supervisor that you've just been promoted to, you are on 38%. So the 3 people that you've brought in, assistant supervisor, and you are on 38. The difference between those are obviously 3%. So that's your team leading bonus. And at this level, you're going to be on a discount of 38%. Now, I strongly believe that this position is really, really important. This is the foundation to your business. It's exactly the same as if you were going to build a house. You would have to make sure that the foundations were concrete, that they were secure. And this is no different. You need to ensure that your foundations to your business are firm. And at this position, you have started to understand how to build your customer base and how to start to talk to people about your business and how to coach those people to do exactly the same as you. So the next position is that of an assistant manager. And again, it's about you and your team accumulating 75 case credits over a 2 consecutive month period. You've got round about 10 to 15 people in your team. You haven't found, not necessarily found all of those people yourself, but your team have started to duplicate what you have been showing them. You can start to see there that the differentials are starting to go up. At this position, you're going to be able to access a 43% discount. The next position is a pivotal one, and it's called the position of manager. Again, it's you and your team achieving together. Here you've got round about 25 people in your team. Your team leading bonus is around about £1,200 plus per month, and your discount is 48%. Now, this is the highest level of discount that you can access, okay? So if I can just get you to have a look at the circle there of an assistant manager. The assistant manager is at 43% discount, okay? And you are at 48. Now, because this is the highest level, you have been duplicating really well and coaching your assistant manager, and your assistant manager wants to get to the position of manager. When your assistant manager gets to the position of manager, there's going to be no differential between you both, because you are now going to be on the highest level of 48%. So this is when the business starts to get really exciting, and this is when we have what we call a royalty style. So our royalty style income, it's exactly the same as if you were a writer of a song or an author of a book. Now, I'm neither of those things. I do like to have a bit of a sing-song, but take it from me, nobody would pay me to get up and sing a song. So I'm never going to be able to access a royalty style income as a singer. However, I could see how I could access a royalty income with Forever. So an average manager turnover is around about £15,000 per calendar month. So there's you're accessing your 48%. And you have introduced somebody called Flo into your business, and you have helped Flo become a manager in her own right. And you're going to be paid 6% of all of Flo's business, okay? And that's going to give you an income of around about £900 per month. Flo has introduced somebody into her business called Mo, and Flo has helped Mo get to the position of manager, and you're going to be paid 3% of that 15,000, which is going to give you around about £450 per month. And Mo has helped somebody in her business called Joe, and you're going to be paid 2% of all of Joe's business, because the company recognises that you've probably helped Mo and Joe in Flo's team. Now, the company will only pay 3 generations deep of managers, but you can introduce as many people as you want to introduce into your business and help as many people as you wish to help to get to the position of manager. So just imagine if you had 5 lines of those managers. Just imagine what your royalty income could actually be. Now, you can build your royalty income anywhere throughout the UK, but also you can build it absolutely globally as well. So have a think about, who do you know that maybe lives in Europe? Have a think about, do you know anybody that maybe lives in America or Africa? And if you do know of anybody, just jot their names down right now, so that you don't forget them. But as a manager, this is definitely going to open up huge possibilities for you. Now, what I love about Forever is that it's a progressive business, and you decide where you want to be, and no one is ever going to take that position away from you, and that is really, really important to understand. So when you've helped 2 people get to the position of manager, you will be known as a senior manager, and you'll be on an income of no less than £30,000 per year. When you help 5 people become a manager in their own right, you'll be known as a soaring manager, and you'll be on an income of no less than £60,000 per month. So just have a think before we go through the next incomes. Have a think about where you are right now in the job that you are in. And if you're willing to work part-time, help other people become successful, because you cannot become successful yourself if you're not willing to help other people become successful. Have a think about where you are right now. Would you be able to access, say, the position of soaring manager? So if it takes you 1 year to help 1 person get to manager, in 5 years' time where you are currently in your job, would you be able to access £60,000 per year? If not, you can with Forever. When you help 9 people become a manager, you're known as a senior manager, and you can see the income there. And the incomes keep going up until you get to the position of diamond manager or beyond, and you're on an income of no less than £350,000 per year. And these incomes are truly life-changing. So we also have some extras, and these are really, really exciting, and Yvonne touched on those already. This one is called our Chairman's Bonus. Okay, so Yvonne shared with you that we are a privately run company, we're family owned, but as Yvonne alluded to, that REX takes 3% of all of our global turnover. So it's not based on our profits, okay? So a lot of companies actually give profit checks, and I was very fortunate to have received profit checks in my corporate career, but they were based on the profit of the company. So if the company wasn't making much profit, then you didn't get a very big profit share check. But in Forever, it's based on all of the turnover, which is really, really exciting. And again, it's based upon what you and your team are achieving together. And checks range from a couple of thousand up to hundreds of thousands. We also have global travel incentive. We have 2 incentives every year, where you get your flights paid for, you get your hotels paid for, and you are also given spending money. So if you like to travel, then maybe this could be an extra that you would like to strive for yourself. This year, the travel was Dubai in April, which is just gone, and also we have a cruise in September. Next year, both travel are in America, which is really, really exciting. We also have what we call Forever to Drive. So this is again about you and your team achieving together. And it's actually a monthly payment. So it's paid every month, and the payment tends to equate to a car lease payment, which is why it's called forever to dry. But you can see there it equates to up to £6,300 per year. You don't have to spend it on a car. You can spend it on whatever you wish to spend it on. Extras, school uniform, because that absolutely costs a fortune. You can spend it on shoes or whatever you like to spend it on, you can use it. So whatever your background, wherever you have come from, this business absolutely suits anybody. And you can see here some people with different backgrounds that have come in, who have come into the business. But I would actually like to introduce a couple of real people for you, some great colleagues of mine who are actually building a fantastic business, and they're going to share with you a little bit about themselves, a little bit about their background, and about what Forever is giving to them right now. So if I could introduce, please, first of all, Helen Higgins.
Hi Fiona, can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I can, Helen. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. A little bit about my background. My background is also in the NHS like Yvonne. I've been a pharmacist for around 18 years now. And in the NHS I'd worked up to a senior role as a pharmacist in the NHS, and that meant, you know, I'd had a good income. Myself and my husband would be able to travel and do been to lots of lovely countries, which is a real passion of mine. But after having children, there's probably lots of people on the line tonight who have children, and just that expense of dropping down to maternity wage, part-time wage, things changed for us. We also wanted to get a better work-life balance. I knew for certain I didn't want to return to the NHS full-time after my children started at school. So my husband and I decided to start our own traditional business. My husband's a physio, and we decided to set up some physiotherapy clinics. We had a really clear vision of that was going to give me the work-life balance. I was going to practice manage the clinics. I was going to be able to do that from home around the children, and that was going to give us that income that we dropped from me dropping my hours in the NHS as well. You know, I was enjoying the aspect of working from home, and I definitely didn't want to have to rely on after school clubs. I wanted to be there for my children. You know, time goes so quickly. In reality, what actually happened with the business was that as our business grew, we took on staff and our workload increased massively. You know, my husband would get home from his clinics really late, and I would literally get the kids to bed and turn the laptop on, and that would be me playing catch up on the business till 11 o'clock, midnight. And we had no life whatsoever, to be honest. Also with the outlay on the clinics, and, you know, like I said, being on mat leave, part-time wage when I returned, and paying just all my wage paid for pretty much was the childcare costs of putting him in care for 2 days a week. So the turning point came in summer of 2015, where we went on holiday, and both my husband and I made the decision that we knew we had to go away, and we would have to take the laptop to respond to patient queries, emails, appointment requests, and we were just exhausted. And I thought there's got to be something more than this, and just knew that I had to make a bit of a change. My good friend Emma had started with Forever the year before. She'd spoken to me briefly about the business and how she was going to move from being a stressed out solicitor into working alongside Forever. But at the time I was really head down, focused on what we were doing, and I just couldn't see how I could fit anything else in. I also hadn't really taken a proper look at the business or listened to it properly. I just assumed it was all about hard selling, and I just knew that wasn't for me. But after watching Emma build her business for a number of months, and I just saw this different person come, and she was far less stressed. She had that complete time freedom that I was desperate for. And I just thought, I've got to give this a go. So I really nervously got started and had a massive development journey with Forever. I had so many new skills to learn, just growing in confidence as well that I didn't have when I first started. But now so much support with Forever, and not just from Forever directly, but also all the amazing people who I work with, and are really happy to help. My family actually thought I was crazy when I took something else on, because I was just so busy doing all the different things I've spoken about, but I just knew I had to make that time. So I would grab half an hour before the kids woke up in the morning, I'd grab an hour when they're in bed, or an hour at the weekend, and pretty much fast forward 11 months of me doing that and fitting it in around all my commitments, I hit that point of manager that Fiona spoke about. And what that actually meant for me was that in September last year, when my son started school, is I didn't have to return to the NHS full time. So that has completely changed my work-life balance. You know, I have that time freedom, not only to spend it now with my children and do the pickups and the drop-offs, but also me and my husband and getting some time back for us, which, you know, is super important. I really wanted that career, but it had to be on the right terms and with the right company. And luckily for me, I found a company with the ethics and family values that really fit really well with me. So I'm just super excited as well for what it holds for me and my family and all those people that I'm now helping and coaching. You know, I'm really excited for what it holds for their futures as well. So yeah, that's my story. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you ever so much, Helen. That was great to hear. And I'd now like to introduce Hannah Godfrey, please.
Hi there everybody, so I'm super excited to share with you my story. I'm Hannah Godfrey, I am 26 years old, and when I got started with the business that was 2.5 years ago. So a little bit about my background: I was a student studying at Edge Hill University, and I was studying a dance degree because I was really supported by my parents of following my dream of being a dancer. And unfortunately, when it was coming close to the end of my degree, my mum was diagnosed with cancer. And I still completed my degree, but it made me realise that being on a cruise ship for 6 months of the year, or, you know, down in the West End, wasn't going to be, you know, the best thing for me and for my family, because I would be away from everybody that I cared about, and I didn't want to miss anything that was going to be important. So what I decided to do was do a master's in movement psychotherapy, because being a psychotherapist, of course, I'm going to be earning lots of good money. I'm working for the NHS, which is incredible. I was really, really proud, but it was going to cost me 10 grand to be able to do this course, which I paid. But during my first year of my course, my dad then got diagnosed. So within 12 months of each other, there was a lot going on for me and my family. Now, during my course, I was also working full-time for O2 and lots of different promotional companies such as Cadbury's, Nike, Adidas, just trying to fund my course, really. So I was working full-time, studying full-time, and a friend of mine popped along and said I should take a look at this opportunity. Now, me being me, for I am doing a psychotherapy course, I'm much better than this. It's not for me, and of course, I didn't take any further look at it. But 3 months down the line, I was watching and I could see it actually changing real people's lives that I actually knew. So I got back in touch with the lady who introduced it to me. She showed me this exact business presentation, and by the end of it, I was absolutely blown away. As a student, I had not a clue what I was doing. I'd never run a business before. All I had known was studying. I was absolutely skint. So that little business in a box was a lot of spaghetti and baked beans for me, but I used my student overdraft and I got started. And within 4 months, I was earning a full-time income. So it took a lot of hard work and a lot of effort. This business doesn't just get given to you on a spoon. You have to work hard and you have to be willing to put the time and effort to make it work. But what's really amazing is I was able to finish my course and now work just 1 afternoon a week as a psychotherapist at a child bereavement centre. So I'm able to give back. And just in 2.5 years, I've been flown to Greece with the company, with my partner at the time. And also I got taken to Dubai, which both my parents came out with me last month, and I got my first bonus check. I've hit the car plan, you know, so it is amazing what you can do with this business. And in October, the company's taking me and a +1 on a cruise to Monte Carlo, Rome and Barcelona, which is just absolutely insane. So to say I'm a 26-year-old with an international business, I hadn't got a clue how to run a business, let alone how to run a bath. It's just incredible what it can give you. So if you're scared, you've never done this before, just be aware that this business will, you know, hold your hand the whole way through. So I'm just going to pass back to an incredible manager called Peter Campbell, and he is just storming this business, and he's going to take you through the last few slides. So thank you very much, guys.
Wow, that's great. Thank you, Hannah, so much. What an incredible story, and what incredible energy you brought to the presentation this evening. So thank you very much for that. Good evening, everybody. As you've heard, my name is Peter Campbell, and you've heard already this evening from Yvonne about our unique and quite incredible company. And Fiona has shown you the exciting business model on offer. But of course, none of that would be possible at all, or indeed sustainable for 40 years without a fantastic product range to underpin it. And it is my absolute pleasure to share with you a little bit of an overview of the products. Now, just before I go into the details of the product, let me just share a little bit about my background too, because I also have a background in the NHS. I'm a consultant orthopaedic surgeon. And to say I was sceptical and suspicious when I first heard the information that you're hearing this evening would be an understatement. It is, at the time it was certainly my wife Nikki's vision that saw the potential of this opportunity. And I was, shall we say, persuaded to at least try the products. And I have to say that despite my lack of expectation and skepticism, I was really, really impressed by the products. And I was certainly impressed by the benefits I began to feel in terms of my own general health and the general health of family and friends. And what that meant was that I then was intrigued enough to look into the business and the income potential more seriously. Because whilst I had a great career and we had a good lifestyle, both Nikki and I were very much time poor. We did not have that work-life balance, and you've heard people talk about that already. And what Forever has given us over the last 8 years has been nothing short of incredible. And I'll share a little bit of that with you when I've gone through the overview of the products, if that's okay. So moving on to the next slide, we can see that, you know, success is so often in many ways about being in the right place at the right time. And you'll have picked up from Yvonne earlier that in the UK we're extremely successful Forever. We have a turnover of 100 million, and that may seem an awful lot, yet if you look at the figures on the screen, you will see that we are simply not even scratching the surface. Sports and nutrition particularly is a booming market, both in the UK and globally. And in the UK, that market is estimated at being over £350 million a year. It just shows, I think, the vision of Rex Morn and his family that 40 years ago they would make a decision to set up a company with the intention of being a brand leader in the health and well-being marketplace, which now is set to be a $1 trillion marketplace over the next few years. So what is it about our products? What is it about our products that make them so special? Well, let me tell you a little bit about our Forever products and what it is that makes them stand alone in the marketplace. We are the #1 grower and producer of aloe vera. We don't sell that to anybody else, to any third parties. We only use that in our own products. And those products and that aloe vera is grown without artificial chemicals, and it's produced with a patented stabilization process, which means that it is absolutely not only high quantity in the product, but also high quality from a very safe and natural source. The Forever company is very clear about making sure that we are naturally inspired, and wherever possible there are no chemicals used in the products. We have an advisory board of highly qualified professionals who stand behind our products, and one of the things that stood out for me was there on the slide, a 60-day money-back guarantee. Now I just ask you to think about that you know, these are consumable products. What does that say about the company's confidence? What does that say about the company's ethics, that if somebody doesn't feel that they've had good value, they can get their money back even if they've used the whole product completely? It also meant that it was very easy for us to talk about the products and recommend them to family and friends, because we knew that if they didn't get on with it, then they could get a full refund. And of course, it says a huge amount about the quality of the products, because this company wouldn't have been around for 40 days, never mind 40 years, with a 60-day money-back guarantee if the products didn't do exactly what they said on the tin. At the bottom, you can see that we have all the necessary and comply with all the appropriate regulations around the world. We don't test our products on animals, although a lot of them can be used on animals. And we have kosher and halal ratings as well, as you would expect from a brand leader with a global market. So how do you get started in the business? Well, the company has put together an absolutely fantastic new business owners box, which has been touched on already by Fiona. This contains a wide range of our top selling products in the UK, together with a comprehensive full literature pack. So essentially what you're getting is everything you need to get yourself started and get your business off to an absolutely flying start. Now, over a webinar, I'm not going to be able to go through the products in any detail, but what I will share with you is that the product right in the center of your screen, that very fetching yellow colored bottle, is absolutely my favorite, because that was the one that I was most skeptical about. I didn't know anything about aloe vera. I certainly didn't know that you could drink it. But actually, I found that this has been a fantastic health tonic. Aloe vera can contribute to maintaining a really healthy digestive system. And that is so important for our general health. And it contains lots of nutrients, particularly vitamin C, so great for energy, which has been great for me, particularly with a busy schedule. But I have to admit that when I first looked at the products, when Nikki and I brought them home and we looked at them on the kitchen table, you know, the questions that popped into our head was, well, you know, what on earth have we done? You know, we wondered, would it work for us? We wondered if we would use them. And then slowly what we realized was that actually we were already using these products. We were already using them on a regular basis. And as Yvonne has already mentioned, I'm sure there are people listening this evening who use soap and shampoo when they bathe and wash. I'm sure there's people who clean their teeth on a daily basis and use deodorant. So you're already going to use the products that are in this box. Equally, of course, do you know anyone in your network who washes the hair, cleans the teeth, and uses deodorant, wants to look better, feel better? Do you know people who would like some high quality products for their animals or are into the sports and gym? Because if you do, then you already have a significant potential customer base, people who would really love to have these products and give them a test drive. And what you'll find is that as you use the products and begin to experience them, you'll begin to realize how each and every one of them is unique, and that once you start using them, you really won't want to use anything else, and neither will your family and friends. And you can see now why this business opportunity and some of the incomes that you shared is so really exciting, because it is underpinned by an amazing range of everyday products that really anybody can use. And the great thing is that that business box is less than £199. There's a significant discount, and when you bear in mind the income potential that Fiona has shared with you, it's absolutely incredible that you can start this business for less than £200. You'll start as an assistant supervisor, and then you're up and away. You're in business and you are making a profit straight away, and there really is no better way to start. And before I hand back to Yvonne to finish off, I did promise I would share with you a little bit about what Forever has given us over the last 8 years. My wife Nikki was able to move away from her day job and focus exclusively on Forever and looking after me, of course, after about 18 months. But for me personally, the really exciting thing was that I was really desperate to get a better work-life balance and to get some time back. And 6 years of working alongside Forever, our part-time Forever business and the income from that business had grown to a point where we were no longer reliant on my full-time NHS salary. And a year ago, I made the decision that I could actually go part-time and start to get some of that time back and dedicate that time to the people that were important to me whilst still keeping some elements of my career going. And I can't tell you how exciting that is. And that would not have happened if we hadn't have taken that leap of faith 8 years ago. I hope that's helped, and I'll now pass you back to Yvonne to close up.
Thank you very much, Pete. That was absolutely great. Thanks for sharing that with us. And thank you also, Fiona, for telling us all about the phenomenal income potential. So I think everyone by now has seen that you're looking at a very, very secure company. You're looking at a very established company with a fantastic product range and a first-class compensation plan. But you might be asking yourself right now, will it work for me? Well, I have to say that you need to take this seriously. Like any new venture, time and effort are required. And when you look at the phenomenal incomes you can earn with Forever, clearly you need to put some effort into making that happen. But I have to say the effort that I've put into Forever over the years has been paid back to me 10, 100-fold perhaps. You need to be coachable and attend all the relevant trainings. We have lots of trainings going on in the area. There are lots of exciting trainings for new Forever business owners going on in the next few weeks. And I would suggest you ask the person who invited you here this evening to give you access to all that information. But please come along to the trainings, get all the information you need, and then success is guaranteed. You need to commit some time to become successful. If you think of any career, or your own career perhaps, and the amount of time you need to put into that, and we take Pete for example, a consultant orthopedic surgeon, I would think that's more than 10 years of time committed to become successful. In Forever you need to commit nowhere near that amount of time, but you do need to commit some time. You also need to be self-motivated and willing to work closely with the person who introduced you to the business. The good thing about Forever is you have no one breathing down your neck with a large stick making you do things. Perhaps the bad news with Forever is you have no one breathing down your neck with a large stick making you do things. So you need to be self-motivated. There's lots of help and support there, but ultimately you need to do some work yourself. So will it work for me? Continued. You need to be willing to think big, dream big, and set goals. Now this is something that I hadn't done before I came into Forever. In fact, I was a bit nervous about setting goals because I thought, well, what happens if I fail? And certainly not dreaming big. I had very small goals when we started. It was basically to get ourselves out of the red and pay the mortgage. However, as our income's grown and our confidence has grown, our dreams have grown. And now when I see people coming into the business with big dreams and I know they're going to achieve those, it's very, very satisfying. So what do you want for you and your family? Dream big, think big, and make it happen. You need to commit to some regular customers, as we've talked about, and about building your team and developing 5 key people. That is not something you're going to be doing on your own. You'll be doing it with the support of a huge team around you. And be prepared to tell everybody what you're doing. If you were to open a new restaurant or a new shoe shop you were the owner of, you would clearly tell everybody what you're doing, and you need to be enthusiastic and tell people. And perhaps last but by no means is have a great attitude. If you've got a great attitude of learning with Forever, as I say, success is guaranteed. People with a good attitude go right to the top very quickly. So I suspect now, with what you've seen so far, you'll be in one of 3 positions right now. It may be that you think, wow, great, yes, I want to get going, what do I do next? As I mentioned earlier, you need to register. It's very quick, very easy, takes a few moments, you can do that online. And then you book a planning meeting with the person who introduced you to the business. And as I said, then you're in the driving seat and you're deciding where you want to take this, at what pace you want to work, and the support there to help it happen. Now, it may be that you decide this isn't for you, and we fully appreciate that Forever is not for everyone. We respect your decision, so we might not agree with it, but we absolutely respect your position, your decision rather. But what we would say is, even if you've decided this is not for you, please talk to the person who invited you this evening and ask them about the products. We feel sure you're going to love our products, so please don't miss the opportunity to try our fantastic products, even if the business isn't for you right now. Or you may be a maybe. And if you're a maybe, that's probably because you've got some questions, and that's absolutely fine. That's great. We love answering questions. So again, please get back to the person who invited you and ask them all your questions. If you ask the person who introduced you this evening, they are already a Forever business owner, and they're going to be able to answer your questions. They'll be able to tell you the absolute facts, and they'll be able to give you all the information you need. If you ask somebody who doesn't know anything else about anything at all about Forever, you may not get the right answer. So please ask somebody who can give you the best information to allow you to make the best decision for you. So I'd just like to now, in closing, say that Forever has given Kevin and I the lifestyle that we have always dreamed of. We have a wonderful opportunity to help other people as well, and that's one of the most satisfying things about our business right now, is a number of people we're helping to change their lives. But I'd like to leave you with this quote, and this is from Richard Branson. I'm a great Richard Branson fan. And Richard says, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity and you're not sure if you can do it, say yes and then learn how to do it later. And that's very much how we got started. I had never run a business before. I had no idea what I was doing. I just looked at it and thought, this is absolutely amazing. And I felt quite unsure that I could do it. However, I found that with the support that was there, and it was all there just as I said it would be, even I could build a business. And if I can do it, I have to say anyone can do it. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming onto the call this evening. I hope we shared something with you that you find inspirational. And I hope that perhaps like me, you don't sleep a wink this evening thinking all about it. And we would love to welcome you on board and work with you if that's what you would want to do. Can I just say that we welcome everyone to our business presentations, and they're all over the UK, and we'd love to actually meet you in person really soon at your nearest business presentation. So thank you so much to our fantastic speakers, and thank you to everybody who joined the call this evening. It's been my absolute pleasure to share the information with you, and I wish you every happiness for the future. Thank you. Bye-bye.